Hello, everybody. It's an amazing Tuesday afternoon. I got some great stuff for you today. Welcome. So, yesterday was fun. You got to see my dog eat raw meat. I mean, this isn't the first time I've put a video of my dog eating raw meat online. I really like that topic because a lot of what drives common behavior is money. We'll get into that later. That's a whole different topic of worms and whole different can of worms. Um, I don't have my headphones charged, so I can't quite test sound without causing some challenges, as I don't have the other headphones dialed in. So, anyways, let's focus on what we got here because I'm confident that that the audio should be good. I made sure I selected the right audio source. The Office, it sounds fucking amazing. And just kind of get more comfortable with dropping those F bombs because sometimes I need to just capture your attention and hold on to it. So, listen, we're talking about taking control, okay? We're talking about taking control because somebody out there right now needs to hear this. Like, I love this stuff. This is borderline controversial. This is borderline conflict because that's really what I believe in, and I represent the healthy proactive approach to understanding conflict because I care more about you and your understanding of the knowledge that you already have and the things that you're going to learn. Okay, the biggest thing is I don't care to teach people like what to think. If I tell you how to think in terms of like creating your own ideas, creating your own stuff, or teach you how to think, so to speak, you're going to recreate your own excellence without me. And that's one of the things that I believe in like deeply is the real reality that people must be taught, not programmed like drones. We want to teach them to be able to take concepts, take ideas, take perspective, and add their own to it and run with it. That's why there are 7 billion plus people on this planet, and everybody has a different perspective. And so, anyways, that stuff revs me up. Okay, so here we are, and this is powerful stuff. Take control, as no one will give you control. I say that, and you hear my voice tone picking up. Take control. No one's gonna give it to you. And the biggest thing I want you to do, first and foremost, is take control of you. Take control of you. I'm telling you this from the bottom of my heart. Like, I'm a high energy person my whole fucking life. People have told me to calm down, to sit down, to do this, to do that, right? But very few people have ever stepped up to the plate to really bring any sort of real leadership, any real development. I'm one of the most coachable and trainable people that has this high level of energy and this essence that we can't even put into words. Well, could be. We'll be here for a little bit. My point is this: the ability to be critical in the way we think helps us dissect and discern between grounded in reality truths and bullshit. And the challenge that I have personally experienced in my life is finding people that are high energy or that understand high energy that can help me not calm down, that can help me take over, that can help direct in a way that could bring me something that I can't even see about myself. And now that's not that big of a deal. Here's the bigger deal. The bigger deal is why not? Why not is really the essence. That's the substance here. Why not comes from weakness. Why not comes from scarcity. Why not comes from lack. There's so many people out there right now that are strong, capable, competent leaders. And the problem is they were raised by people that taught them to be meek, to be weak, to be humble, to be passive, to be submissive, to be basically a little bitch. Okay? You don't have to like what I'm saying for this to be true or not true. That's first and foremost. You don't have to like what I'm saying for this to be true or not true. Here's the thing. You got to take control, and you got to take control of yourself. My own personal experience is People will not develop people that they are intimidated by. People will not lead or develop people that they themselves are intimidated by, because they will lead and develop someone right into a position of surpassing them. And that comes from their own internal weakness. A person who is only strong because of the income that they have isn't strong at all. Take that away, you got yourself a little flower in the middle of a desert with no water and no shade. It's not going to do so hot, okay? If it wasn't meant to be in the desert, it's not going to survive there. And so this is a big deal. This is a really big deal, because I'm not the only one. I'm not special. I'm not special. I mean, I'm not degrading myself. I'm not downing myself. Rather, I'm saying I'm not the only person out there that has experienced challenges where I have a significance to offer the world, and people are not capable of bringing a level of leadership that's within integrity, that's within an alignment of what I believe and value. And that because that's not because they're bad people or because I'm a certain type of person. It's because real leadership takes a certain level of strength. And that kind of strength comes back to taking control. Taking control isn't a negative thing. It's literally like when I was working at Robert Half, I was recruiting. Somebody called a bomb threat into the building. Okay? I didn't like not one of my coworkers in that fucking space. They were unhealthy people. Okay? But when that bomb threat came through, I took control. I said, all right, look, there's 8 people in the office. Open the first door. Everybody out. We got 8 people. Boom. Shut the door. Next door. Open. 8 people out. We got all 8 people. Boom. Shut the door. Here's the door to the stairwell. Everybody into the stairwell. Boom. 8 people. Boom. Everybody out. I ran to the bottom of the stairs. I held that door open. This was like 3-4 flights down. Okay? I was down there. Got everybody out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Head count. Person count. Boom. Done. Okay? Taking control is not something I asked for. I didn't ask for control. I didn't say, oh my God, there's a bomb threat. Will you guys listen to me? I said, no, I know what I'm going to do to help you guys. This is what I'm going to do. I don't have to like you, but I care about you. I want to see you alive. Even if I don't like you, I want you alive. That's just the kind of person I am. So I'm saying this stuff. Now, you could go back, you could feel my energy, you could feel it dial up, and you could feel me bring it back down. This is important. This is important because when you learn who you are, this is something that took me a long time to figure out, and I'm still learning this stuff as I grow and go. When you learn who you are, and that is set into alignment in your being, in your purpose, then you can be you freely. I understand personally that my energy is not for everybody. I understand personally that if I went to your company to help you and your team, that some of your team might need some energy, and some of your team might need me to calm down a little bit for that particular situation. But that does not mean that I'm not going to be me freely, okay? The reality is this. Some people need to be told what to do. That's reality. And here's the problem, though. Here's where the problem comes in. The people that need to be told what to do will be so convinced that everybody needs to be told what to do that they too might tell you need to be told what to do. Go back and listen to that again. Because the reality is this. They are selling the narrative of allowing somebody else to be in control because they're not in control. Follow them home. They're not in control. Chances are their spouse is in control. Chances are their parents of one spouse or the other is in control. Chances are that person's family had one or the other spouse or family member that was in control. You can just follow it. That control. Now, is it control or is it dominance? Or is it sheer manipulation? You got to figure that out. When I teach you what you need to know so you can understand how to think for yourself, you'll be able to figure all that stuff out. So this is the stuff that really revs me up because we're talking about the conscious mind and the unconscious mind, and we're talking about the language and the words that help create those realities. All right, so here we go. Be open and willing to express yourself, your true perspective, even if people, now pay attention to the word, choose to be offended. Listen, I've been called every racial remark in the book. I've been looked at with that look that equals the racial remark. And I know it does because I've heard the racial remark and seen the look. Okay? You could delete one and still have the other. That doesn't offend me anymore. Took me a long time to get there, though. Took me a long time to get there, but I'm giving you a case and a point. Here it is. I had to make a choice to be offended back when I was offended. I was choosing to be offended. Oh my gosh, he said that word to me. I'm going to be offended. I'm going to get mad. I'm going to yell at him. I'm going to do something wrong. I'm going to be crazy. Okay? I chose that. So I want you to be really clear that when you say something that you are passionately, convictedly, and you believe in it, and there's conviction in your voice and your body language and your posture and all the stuff that you say, if people are offended, it's a choice. I had somebody tell me something the other day, and I wasn't offended by it. I elevated my voice tone and I changed my body language and I started to change my language patterns to break rapport. To them, they thought I was mad. To them, they thought that I was upset. And I said, no, you don't understand that I'm breaking rapport with you. You don't understand that we have nothing more to say to each other. Why this conversation has even went this far is because you're struggling to figure out why it went this way. The meaning of communication is the response that you get. You said some things to me. I responded to you in a way where I was breaking rapport. We had nothing else to say. And so this is important stuff because this is teaching people what it is that's going on in language. What it is that's going on in language. So you can actually understand how to think for yourself. You can hear language and you can make something of it. People will say things all the time and they're condescending. They don't even know they're condescending because they lack self-awareness. But if you understood that they were being condescending and you were able to take control, you could say, hey, this is condescending. I don't engage in conversations like this. But anyways, let's get back on this. Okay. If people choose to take offense to what you say, you have to be okay with it. If people choose to take offense to what you say, you have to be okay with it. And here's why. Because in order to learn from the experience, maybe you did say something that you might want to be mindful of what you said in the future. You have to be okay with them being offended so you can learn and grow from that experience. And here's the biggest one, though. Here's the biggest one. Just put this all the way up at the top. Here's the biggest one. What you say that may trigger somebody and they become offended has nothing to do with you and everything to do with them. That's because that trigger was to unconscious things underneath the surface that they were not aware of. They haven't dealt with. And I use the words dealt with intention. Not like, oh, I got to go to work and deal with my boss because you ain't going to work to deal with your boss. You got a bad situation. You're over there dealing with life yourself, and you're in a job that you're dealing with, and dealing with isn't something I wouldn't use without intention. So let's put that over here. Okay, so if you're dealing with somebody, back to what I said, that if you're experiencing somebody who is dealing with feelings they haven't addressed and something you say triggers them and they choose to be offended, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. And let's even take the word fault out. It's not your responsibility. Okay? If somebody says something, if somebody uses a racial remark in any context, wherever, and it could be at a business meeting, it could be in a personal setting, if I choose to get offended, I choose to flip out, I made the choice of how I reacted. Okay, so this is why I really want you to get really comfortable with who you are. And let's take the word comfort out. I want you to be totally in alignment and be yourself freely. That's powerful stuff. Okay, so let's go into this. If you're in business, what makes you good at what you know how to execute and facilitate? Okay, and I'm reading this off a screen and I'm paraphrasing and stuff in my head. So if you're in business, know, this is where I caught myself. If you're in business, know what makes you good at what you know how to execute and facilitate. And more importantly than knowing what makes you good, also know your weaknesses. Also know what your weaknesses are and do what I call the Eminem Take Away. And now this is an 8 Mile reference. If you haven't seen the movie 8 Mile, I don't care if you like rap. I don't care if you like Eminem. That's not the political debate here. You got to watch the movie. You got to watch the clip. Because what Eminem does in that moment, and they even taught me this in a corporate training. I liked it. They put the little swag on there, use this Eminem Takeaway. What he does in that moment is he takes the microphone and he says all the stuff that his hater is about to say about him first. Mic drop, done. The guy's got nothing to say. He spit it so clean and then gives the mic to the guy and was like, you got nothing to say, bro. And so this is why real leadership is knowing your weaknesses. Because when you know your weaknesses, nobody can use them against you because you won't choose to be offended when people talk about them. This is the part that really will move you. Notice my energy is fluctuating up and down in this. You got different parts and we're blowing stuff out. We're blowing blowing away people that can't handle it. But at the end of the day, though, you got to remember, if you're not comfortable with your weaknesses, they'll trigger you. And when you're triggered by your weaknesses, then other people can get in your head. And remember when I was telling you about the people that need to be told what to do? So much, in fact, that they might convince you that you too need to be told what to do? That's when they get in your head. And I'm sitting down. I'm not even revved up. Nobody put a quarter in me yet. So I want you to understand that leadership, strength, the power, all comes from taking control. There's nobody that's ever done anything powerful on this planet that did not take control. There's this old saying, and it's not very old, but it's not very new. It's there. Ask for forgiveness. Don't ask for permission. If you want to do something and you think it's against the rules or possibly bending the rules, just do it. Just do it, because you're not going to get in trouble for it. You're not going to get fired. You might get a little smack on the hand from it. Or wait, what should I say? A little slap on the wrist for the employees. You know, if you're an entrepreneur in your business, you might get checked by a customer. You might lose a client. You know, it is, at the end of the day, it is worth the experience and the experiment of just moving forward and asking for forgiveness. Okay, so I want to bring this down. I want to bring this down because I brought you guys up, but I want to give you guys actionable energy, because we could get so high on energy that we're like, oh, I want to do everything. What am I going to do? How am I going to do this? Where do I go? Let's start with this. And this is improv. Okay, this is improv. I made some notes. I put that stuff on the post. I had notes when I wrote this. These are things, but I say at the end this is improv because I want to tie this energy in to where you actually go use it. And I'm going to share this with you. Okay, then I'm going to do another video about this. The energy that I've given you will create that connection to that life that exists within inside of you. That motivation you think I'm giving you. I'm not giving it to you. It's already there. What's happening is I'm touching things inside of you that you believe, that you feel, that you think, that you hear, that you see, all that stuff. And that's connecting you to energy you already have. Okay? And so take all of those things and really harness that strength, that power that you have connected to, and ask yourself, what is it you really want to do? And then do it. What is it you really want to do? Do it. And go out and start to create what that looks like. If you have a job and you don't like having a job anymore, and you have a talent that's in high demand, then go out and start prospecting for new clients. Call some people you know in your network and say, hey, look, John, I've been doing ABC for EFG Company for quite a while. And I'm actually going to be, over the next 30 days, venturing out on my own. And I'd like to know if you'd have some time this week or even next to discuss what it would look like if my new business and my company was to help you facilitate X, Y, or Z. Boom. Go get a client. Go do it. And then do it again and do it again. See, this is the part where I'll touch you in on this, and then I'm going to do a whole video on this because I can get real revved up on this. People ask me, when they ask me, like, well, what do you do? I say, well, we do personal and professional development. We work on personal goals and professional goals, and we typically will tie all personal or professional goals to a professional outcome, like a professional action, process, all that stuff. People are like, oh, so you kind of do life coaching. And I say, wrong answer, no. Now, I got some adversity to that. There's a little tension around life coaching. And here's what it is. And like I said, I'm going to do a whole video on this. I don't do life coaching. I'm capable of it. With all the stuff I've seen with these two eyes and buried all three of my parents and shed 50 plus pounds. And I've done a lot of stuff in the self-development aspect to be here right now in front of this camera to do this stuff. So life coaching, yeah. Here's the problem with it. Most people aren't alive. So you can't life coach someone that's already dead. You got to resurrect the dead to help them live. And that's why I don't do life coaching. Because very few people are actually alive and ready to go get it. That's why I do business coaching and business training, because these people are already alive. They gotta show up. Now, there's a few business owners that are dead. You could see it in their voice, or you could hear it in their voice tone. You could see it in their posture, but they don't want to be dead. They want to grow. They want to get out of their comfort zone. They want to be alive. And so I'm going to bring this video to a halt here very soon. What I want to leave you with, though, is this understanding that this energy is really lifting you up to a different place. If you followed along for this whole video, whether you watch the replay, whether you're here live, you're going to feel the pulsations in your own energy. You're going to hear it in my voice. You're going to see it in my body language. I want you to take this and make something in life right now happen. Take control. Nobody's going to give it to you. If you're in a toxic relationship, take control. Rip the Band-Aid off. Get the hell out of there. You know, if you gotta change your number, do it. Oh, but what about the people that... Listen, if you really care about the people that don't have your new number, find a way to reach out to them. But I'm not telling you to run from conflict. I'm telling you to take it head on. And if the only way you can get rid of certain people is to change your number, if the only way that you could find yourself something better is to, to move out of the environment in which you live in, to do that. Take control. Take action. Okay? And just be real mindful. Be real mindful too of the language that's being used. The language that's being used in your own head and that comes out of your mouth. These are things that are going to help you really create that environment that you want. And then also I want you to focus on what it is that you have. See, there's nothing more important than what you already have. And there's a video I'll have to do one and even do an email post or a outreach on survivorship bias. There is a book, Nicholas Taleb talks about anti-fragile and these other things, and he mentions in this book survivorship bias. That's not the first place that you could learn about survivorship bias. You can go Google it, do what you got to do to get to it, but understand that all challenge, all obstacle has an energy around it. And when you get through it, sadness, anger, guilt, depression, whatever, when you get through it, get around it, get over it, you have survivorship bias. Some of us have overcome or surpassed some very hard, challenging, traumatic things. And our own survivorship bias will prevent us from truly growing from those experiences because we never stop to recognize how important what we had overcome truly is. So I'm going to wrap this video up here. I appreciate all of you that have stuck around and watched any amount of this. I really believe that we have a whole new world of young adults and even, people my age, before us. And 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 I don't consider myself to not be a young adult. I mean more like young adults that are, graduating high school, going into college. They have an opportunity that has never existed. And what I mean by that is, we have all this technology and all these ways to connect people together and all this understanding of personal development that was not available to previous generations. So they're in a state of opportunity like no one's ever experienced. And for those of us who are older, and I mean older over 27. I'm not trying to date myself here, but for those of us that are over 27 that really understand, self-development, personal development isn't something that we just read about. It's not something we talk about. It's not just something we listen to podcasts about. It's something that we actually do. It's something that we do. We have to be in action on it. The tools are out there. The people are out there. If you need support, follow me. I'll support you. If you need support, get Grant Cardone's book, Be Obsessed or Be Average. He'll support you too. And I keep going back to that book because I remember when I read that book and listened to that book several years ago, it really, really opened me back up to a point of accepting my energy. And that is where I was talking about in the beginning is take control. No one will give it to you. And first, take control of yourself. The hardest part about the world that we live in is we're being convinced on a daily basis not to be ourselves. We got to be somebody else. We got to calm down. We got to do something. We got to fit the bill. We can't say this because it's going to offend this person. We give the remote control of who we are to everybody, and then we go look for jobs and we submit to that process because we need. But if we started to switch the way we look at this stuff to a perspective of, hey, I bring value. What can I do to bring value and enhance your current position? And how can you compensate me for bringing that value? Boom. You got a whole different way of seeing that. Now you don't need a job. You want a job. Now you're not looking to be interviewed. You're looking to do a mutual interview. Interview the company. Let the company interview you. So anyways, I say all this stuff from a place of true conviction. I want to see all of you do something in your life that you have within you and find a way to take all of that unconscious programming that you were taught, things that might not be true about you or the world or how things work or how they used to work and they don't work that way no more. Trust me. Find a way. Blow through it. Go around it. Fly above it. Go over it. Whatever you got to do. And remember, like Grant Cardone says, stay dangerous. Stay dangerous. I'm serious. And Grant will talk about that and Be Obsessed or Be Average. I say this, and I don't mean this in a condescending way at all. I mean stay dangerous because if you are confidently wrong, it's better than being submissively right. And I'm going to say that again. If you are confidently wrong, it's better than being submissively right. Okay? If you try to bring value to somebody in a business, in an opportunity, in anything, and you do it from a place of submission, you got nothing. You'd be better off being wrong from a place of confidence and strength and learning from being wrong. If you are right about what you know about your business, about anything, and you're not in confidence with that, it doesn't mean anything. So anyways, I'm going to pack this up. Thank y'all for watching. I appreciate it. Look forward to, doing more of these videos. Still working on the better lighting situation. The audio should be much better. I believe I have it dialed in. I'm going to go back and double check. If not, I think I've got the recording. I'll upload a better video or recording if need to. There was a lot of good gold here. Everybody have a good Tuesday. Enjoy your evening. I'll see you guys soon. Thank you much. Bye.